Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and to give you hopefully some new meal ideas. I usually try a couple of new recipes every week, but I also like to keep things pretty simple, especially during the summertime. Our kitchen gets so hot without even cooking, like the sun sets on that side of the house, so it's like really hot over there. So summertime, I do not like to spend very much time in the kitchen at all around dinner time. But I'm going to go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night, we had smoked sausage, green beans, and potatoes. This is a family favorite, and Lily actually wanted to help me make it this night. So here she is cutting up our smoked sausage, and then we just get that in a big skillet and let it fry up for a couple minutes, get it a little bit golden brown and crispy, and then I tossed in my potatoes. I am using fresh potatoes that I've cut up, so this is going to take a little bit longer to cook, but if you do want to do a shortcut, you can use canned potatoes, and I will have the exact recipe listed out down below for you guys if you want to make this. And then I also add in 3 cans of green beans, one of which I drained, and then for seasoning, I like to do some chicken bouillon, some Badia complete, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Give that a good stir, and then I put on a half a stick of butter, put a lid on this, and I let this cook on medium heat for, I think it took about 20 minutes because, as I said, these potatoes were raw, fresh potatoes. If you were doing the canned potatoes, it takes way less time. You can simmer it however long you want until you are ready to eat. And then we like to serve this with a little bit of bread on the side. Sometimes I do biscuits, but this time we had bought a baguette at the store, so I just sliced that up, and we had a little piece of bread with our smoked sausage, green beans, and potatoes. This is just a comforting family favorite meal. Saturday night, we had some Instant Pot Italian beef sandwiches. I have never done this in the Instant Pot. I've only ever done the Italian beef sandwiches in the crock pot, but I forgot to start dinner earlier in the day. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do it in the Instant Pot. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine. I mean, it tasted fine. It was just fine. How about that? It wasn't exceptional or anything. It was just fine. So in my Instant Pot, I have added 1 cup of water, and then it wanted you to do beef broth, but I was out of beef bouillon. So instead I did a package of au jus gravy mix and then a package of Italian dressing mix. Then I added my chuck roast in there along with half of a jar of sliced banana peppers and the juice. And then I put the lid on the Instant Pot and cooked this on manual high pressure for 75 minutes and then let it do a natural release for 15 minutes. And what went wrong is I feel like it needed more time to cook, like at least another 15 minutes under pressure. So like 90 minutes, maybe even a full 2 hours in the Instant Pot, because the meat was just not tender enough. It was done, it was cooked through, it just was very hard to shred, but by the time it was done, like, I needed to get dinner on the table because we were gonna have cranky pants, not just me but everybody. I was hungry, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna shred this up the best I can, put it on the buns, top it with some provolone cheese, stick it in the air fryer for a few minutes, and it was good, but the meat could have definitely been more tender. I just really haven't had a lot of success with making large cuts of meat in the Instant Pot, and I think I just need to do it for more time. But I look at recipes and then they say 75 minutes or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I guess either like I need to do more time or like give myself more time so that way I could cook it longer if it isn't done to my liking. We love the Italian beef recipe that I do in the crock pot. I will have that one linked down below for you guys. And I don't know. I wouldn't recommend the Instant Pot as of yet for large cuts of meat. To go with our sandwiches, we just had some salad too. Sunday night we had tuna casserole. I've shared the recipe for this many times. I will have the recipe down below as well as a video where I made it step by step. And I always just serve tuna casserole with some canned peas on the side. Monday night, I tried a new recipe for a brat and veggie sheet pan dinner. I saw this on TikTok. So I'm going to start off, I'm preheating my oven to 400 degrees, and I'm just going to slice up a bunch of veggies and then my brats as well. I am doing each color of pepper. So I've got a yellow, a red, and an orange, but I am only doing about half of each pepper in the bowl for the sheet pan dinner. The rest of these I'm slicing up, and you're going to see me move the bowl out of the way in a second, and Lily actually took it and started snacking on peppers while I was making dinner. Then I am slicing up a zucchini and 2 yellow squash and then an onion, and I'm adding all of this to a very large bowl. And then I have my brats, and I am actually going to cut up my brats into like 4 or 5 pieces each. I have never made brats in this way, but when I saw this recipe, it just looked too good, and I knew I had to try it. I've done some other like sheet pan brat meals with veggies, but you left the brats whole and ate it like as a sandwich, but this one you eat just like a bowl full of yumminess. So I'm also slicing up my brats, getting them in the bowl, and then I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil and season everything all over with whatever seasonings you want. I did some garlic powder, pepper, some of this garlic and herb seasoning, which can be kind of salty, so I didn't add any salt, but then I just tossed that around, made sure everything was coated really well, and then I am transferring it to a foil lined sheet pan, and then this is going to go in the oven on the 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And then I took it out, stirred it around, put it back in for another 15, and then I broiled it for about 5 minutes at the very end. And I just served this up with some rice, and it was delicious. The kids were like, these are brat meatballs, and it was very good, very summery kind of meal. You don't have to do it on top of rice, but just to make it a little bit more filling, that is what I chose to do. Tuesday night we had spaghetti and of course some steamed broccoli with Parmesan cheese and some breadsticks, and as you can see I almost burnt the breadsticks. I made them in the air fryer and I almost forgot about them and completely burnt them, but everything was good. Wednesday night I ended up having to kind of wing it for dinner. I had pulled out chicken thinking I was going to make the Instant Pot feta chicken pasta, and then I realized I didn't buy anything that I needed for this recipe, like no tomatoes, no feta, and I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes that happens, very rarely. Usually I'm like, okay, I'm making this, let me look at the recipe, add those items to the grocery list, then I look at the next recipe, add those items to the grocery list. I don't know what happened, but I had the chicken thawed out, so I ended up seasoning it all over with some garlic and herb seasoning and spritzing it with some olive oil spray. And I think what else did I put on this? Badia complete seasoning. So the Badia complete seasoning and the garlic and herb McCormick seasoning, and then I heated up my little griddler and I cooked the chicken in batches because it wasn't gonna all fit on there at once. And this is like really thinly sliced chicken. This took like 3 minutes and it was done, and then I took it off and did the other batch. To go with this, I just made some rice, and we had actually had lunch with Andy's grandmother earlier in the day, and she gave us some fresh corn, so I ended up making that in the air fryer as well. Thursday night, we had some burritos. These are supposed to be like some Taco Bell style burritos. I made some rice, refried beans. I heated up some nacho cheese. I made ground beef with taco seasoning. We've got our Aldi brand corn chips, salsa on the side, guacamole on the side, some shredded Mexican cheese and sour cream, and then of course burrito sized flour tortillas. I love burritos. You can customize them however you want. I'm making Elijah's, refried beans, then beef, and then some of the Fritos, some of the nacho cheese, some rice, some shredded cheese, and then roll it up burrito style. And then for like everybody else's, he was the only one I think who didn't want sour cream. Everybody else's, we just did refried beans, the meat, the rice, Fritos, nacho cheese, shredded cheese, and then a little bit of sour cream. And then on the side, we had some of these little guacamole cups, some salsa, and some chips. These are supposed to be like one of the Taco Bell burritos, maybe like the Beefy Fritos burrito or something. I can't remember the name of it, but so good. It's, if you eat it right away, the Fritos are like still crunchy, adds a nice crunch in the burrito. We love these. Really love any like at home kind of like Mexican food. It's always easy and always a favorite. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on trying any of the meals that I made this week. And also leave me a smiley face emoji down there in the comments. Let me know that you made it here all the way to the end. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all on Wednesday for the grocery haul. Bye!